That's right. This, my friends, is Italy. To be specific, a little town actually called Reggio Emilia. And what you're witnessing right here is an EV charging. Now, this sounds, yeah, it sounds, very casual and familiar to first world people, well, people from first world countries rather. But for me, seeing an EV charge right in front of my eyes, and well, not that I've never seen an EV charge before, it's just seeing an ID3 to be specific by VW Volkswagen was just a miraculous event for me. And getting to get a tour around it, as you can see, actually this is a different one right here. It's not the same one as you saw before. So people around this city right here, Reggio Emilia, they actually embrace electric cars quite a lot. But let's talk about why South Africa will never even have a chance to embrace electric cars. Let's dive in. Okay, so first things first, it goes without saying, I did see a lot of EVs in Italy. First off, it was a Tesla. Yes, it was a Tesla Model S. It was just everywhere, all around me, actually, while I was there. And, the funny thing about Italy is that it's got such a unique, ecosystem to accommodate EVs. Like, for example, here in South Africa, this was the only EV charging station that I've seen outside of a gas station. Typically, EV charging stations are, built within gas stations here in South Africa, but this was the only one that I saw outside any gas station I've ever seen. But this is because this was an event I attended out in Kyalami, and it turned out that the owner of Kyalami is the same person who owns Porsche. So the guy figured, hey, look, if I'm going to be bringing my electric car over to my Grand Prix circuit, or that I bought with my own money, I might as well just build my own EV charging stations around here, so that my family, my kids, or whoever else I might bring along who owns a Porsche gets to charge on these EV stations. Now, in terms of the charging fees around these, I'm actually really not sure, but I'm pretty sure this guy's a businessman. I mean, we're talking about the owner of Porsche here. I'm pretty sure there's some tariffs that you get to pay if you own a Porsche and you want to get to use one of his charging stations. I'm pretty sure you'd have to pay a very, very, very nifty price for just that. That being said, yeah, we aren't going to see any of these charging stations around the country. And that's, that it's due to so many things, right? First of all, our economic climate is not the same as in Italy. Italy is more developed, number one. Number two, people are not going to embrace electric cars just because they are really, really, really expensive, at least starting off, right? And then, they dip down as you go over the years in terms of car maintenance and things like that. But the first thing that people look at when they buy a car is the initial cost. If it costs an arm and a leg, people are going to discount it, especially if it's something that is totally foreign to a third world country, no less, right? So, I mean, even a country like Italy, by the way, has not really quite yet embraced electric cars, right? It's still in its frankly elementary stage. In fact, funny actually, in Italy, they use electric cars like your Tesla Model S's as taxis, as in to actually get people from point A to point B, like as public transport essentially. And what's great about Italy is that they have placed charging stations all around the city. That's what's great about them. Like literally everywhere you look around you, you will find an EV charging station. You just find a charging station where you can just easily, pull out the cord, put it right into your car socket, and you're good to go. Whereas in South Africa, we don't even have that sort of infrastructure yet. You gotta find it in designated places like Kyalami Grand Prix circuit. Like, who's going to drive their Porsche all the way to Kyalami to get their car charged? Seriously? We don't have the necessary infrastructure yet, guys. So, which is why I think, we still have quite a long way to go. All right. That being said, I think the other thing that prevents us from actually moving to EVs as a country is because we like authentic sound as South Africans, right? We like modifying our cars, modding it a little bit here and there, changing like we like screwing around with a lot of things, essentially, like actually literally screwing around with a lot of things with our cars. Of course, it can produce artificial sound for your exhaust to, make your car sound a little different, but artificial sound is something that most people are just not gonna like playing with. Like, seriously, what are you gonna do? Just like sit there and just like start coding stuff so that you can get like different sounds than what you had before? I guess it would be cool if like an EV company would like give you pre-built sounds that are pre-built into the car software that you could just like automatically change so that it sounds different every time. But yeah, it at that point, I don't think anybody would like want to drive something like that, because then it even as I'm saying it, it sounds like a toy to me. So it sounds like something you don't want to give like to your 5-year-old niece or kid or whatever. Right. The point is, guys, we're not at that level yet. Some people will embrace the fact artificial sound can actually really get just as good as, what's getting pumped out of your fuel engine, right? All the way through your exhaust. And I think that's something to note in the future. Much like artificial intelligence, right? Artificial intelligence is becoming something of concern now because, it's artificial, but it's actually starting to supersede organic intelligence. At that point, then, like at which point would you still refer to it as artificial intelligence if it exceeds organic or human intelligence, right? Same thing with EVs, guys. There's a lot to talk about and consider here, right, going into the future. But for now, I want to leave you with those kind of things to think on, sit on, and why you will never essentially buy an electric car in South Africa. Till next time, I've been AVP. You gotta take care of yourselves. Toodaloos.